the alleged father is not excluded as the biological father either.
Let me you're the father. Babe, that's me, you're the father.
Is not.
You're the father.
That makes me feel like I wasted my whole. No. Every time I'm going into this bullshit, like reality TV, thinking, it's for rock. It's for rock.
Though it appears that Chan has been fully exposed, their relationship appears to be at an all-time high. Additionally, new information raises the possibility that Chan may have falsified her child's DNA test to prove Blueface's paternity. If you thought their situation was out of the ordinary, it became much more so when Blueface disclosed that she was attempting to drag her for dirt and baby trap him. The internet is ablaze with this story. All right, based on their terrible plot, it appears that Christian and Blueface's animosity has reached a breaking point. This pair has a history of raising issues on social media by making fun of each other and even flinging their hands in public. So I doubt anyone could have foreseen these strange results. We all kind of ignored it, thinking he was just being his messy self in search of drama, which is why this situation is especially heartbreaking. Even if this Blueface has been shouting from the rooftops that he is not the father since day one. Now that Kristen was recently exposed for allegedly fabricating her baby's DNA test, and Blueface has reaffirmed his denial of paternity, where am I? Following the announcement of her pregnancy, Crane quickly denied any paternity allegations, saying, "To address your inquiries, yes, I and Rock are absolutely done. Everything is business. I injected it, but it was obviously not done before she declared she was expecting a child who wasn't mine. As I had inferred from a DNA test, Rock had dated 10 other guys in the last year, but he made no genuine complaints about anything. Until Chan finally consented to a DNA test that established Blueface was the child's father, he fiercely denied being the father and refused to claim the child as his own. On the reality TV show, this was shown.
The alleged father is not excluded as the biological father either.
Let me you're the father. Babe, that's me, you're the father.
Is not.
You're the father.
We expected Blueface, who is Chan's father, to mature and treat Crane with more respect. It should come as no surprise that Blueface is a terrible person. He didn't even express guilt for reprimanding Chan, and his behavior only got worse before he sent Chan a nasty text message that said, "I will always cheat. I won't even bother, too." Additionally, he tried to persuade her to end the pregnancy, but when she refused, he lost it and revealed on Twitter that he didn't want the child and would never pay child support. "Hide it for real," he added, "because I'm with the next big thing, and you don't want to be cooped up at home with a baby. We will encounter issues if the judge in my child support case, whoever they are, repeatedly stated that he didn't want a child with Crane after I informed this girl that I didn't want a child while they were pregnant. We now have a baby. He made her think about everything and gave her a lot of stress, so she demanded that I get rid of it. He didn't try to conceal his reluctance in having the child, and she was trying to deceive me into not having it. So you had better decide the price." When his other baby mom, Jaden Alexis, also known as Stewie, went into labor at this time, Chan was having a good time in Miami. He abruptly changed his mind, becoming extremely apprehensive and even threatening to take action as soon as her little bundle of joy made his spectacular debut into the world. The most peculiar aspect of the whole circumstance is this. Since Chan listed her first and last name on the birth certificate rather than Blueface's, the child's complete name is Chan Malone Jr. Had Crane not followed his instructions, he would have deprived her of the B. Attracted attention because the certificate features Blueface's name. Ultimately, Chan dedicated 9 months of her life to persuading Blueface and the world that despite the fact that he was the baby daddy, she went to great lengths to secure his consent to have a child with her. It seems a little strange, though, because when she comes back, she does not include his name on the birth certificate. To show their closeness, she flew to Baltimore to meet him and the child. Following his encounter with the infant, Gran shared a photo of the two of them on social media with the caption, "Daddy and I After a furious dispute on Twitter about his effort to accuse her of being an improper parent, she decided to list him on the birth certificate even though it didn't make much sense at the time, which was the tipping point a few days earlier. Father Blueface revealed that he had a hernia by sharing a photo of the baby's genitalia. The baby has not yet had surgery to repair the hernia, and his mother is lying when she claims that he is well and doesn't urinate because of the uterine hernia. On Twitter, he then attacked Chan's lack of action, stating, "I tried to do, although it's appropriate to maintain privacy. This woman is often talking, missing meetings, and interrupting me. Once our son is fixed, locate another author and tag her in all of her articles on her page. In addition to having huge genitalia, she constantly discusses me and my viewpoint on this website. In order to get what she wants, distract her from me in any other way you can. I thought there would be surgery when I traveled to Baltimore, but instead they were talking about how she had missed the appointment and how deeply upset this hacker was that she had threatened to arrest and imprison him."
Being a free man right now. Like, appreciate the time you got right now. Because if you're not finna be roaming the world like you thought you were going to be.
She also asserted that Blueface's lack of a name was the reason behind his illogical actions. "I named him after myself, so tell them how you would like to take your child," she posted on Twitter. "With a manipulator like him, I'm stuck. Blue, don't use my child as a bargain. Show more consideration for your probation instead. I don't believe that I'm stupid or slow. I've got documents." The child's father was reared in part by this, which is why she is hesitant to legally identify Blueface as Jonathan Porter. She was eventually prepared to acquire Chan's ex-boyfriend, who showed up, stepped out, and claimed that Chan had been deceiving us the whole time. He claimed the youngster wasn't Blueface's, but rather his own while sharing side-by-side photos. As it happens, she might have manufactured the DNA test while she was pregnant. "Thank God in advance because this stuff is getting crazy," he said, adding photos of himself and the child to demonstrate their startling similarity. It appeared as though Chan was supporting the claims when she addressed on social media how her ex was Blueface's baby daddy. Because they appear alike, the man claims that the child lives in Bure, and the purported father lives in Los Angeles. He went on, "I have 2 children and a baby mom. Until further notice, my freedom is the finest news I've received this year. According to Twitter, I removed something, but I don't believe it was my baby. Reading about the DNA test made me feel a little strange. It felt fake and uncontrollable, more like you than I am. According to him, I didn't even think about the paper being folded up." Additionally, he said it was strange that when Chan offered him, "If I had been a Christian at the time, I would have also acted as though it wasn't his child since it would be preferable to keep Blueface out of her life until he had his name added to the birth certificate and received another paternity test. Even though these people tremble in the streets and say things in the drama, the Maury test never looks like that paper. He will only drag the girl through the legal system since you are not the father. I would also play this game to keep this baby safe because you're doing the most, and you don't deserve it. His hair will turn gray before he ages, and I believe that's to show who the baby's father is, and to inform everyone that the joke about Crane X and Blueface is becoming old. Ronnie must undergo a DNA test because of Crane X and Blueface. How does everyone feel about Crane? Do you think she's just trying to shield herself and her child from Blueface exposing your identity? Or did she really pose as a father? You ought to watch this drama. If that seemed crazy to you, please comment below.